week, we're running a free rave in Brisbane. Last Sunday, I put up a TikTok saying I was running a rave in Brisbane. Sign up to the link that I had in my bio. We had 1,700 people sign up in 2 days. I dropped the ticket links via a text message and we sold out in 20 minutes. We spent the last 5 days putting together a lineup, thanks to help of friends of mine that live in Brisbane. We now packed our bags and we're ready to go. So we're gonna get up at 5:30 a.m, which is disgusting, and fly to Brisbane, and we're gonna see how Brisbane do it.
So we've touched down in Brisbane. It's only just dawned on me how crazy this whole thing is that within less than a week, I've sold 450 tickets via a text message to a state that I don't live in. I've never run a party. So anyway, we got a couple of little things we're going to do. Pick up some other little bits and pieces, get some posters printed and whatnot. Going to run around and do that and try and get to the venue by 4, set up, and then chill, maybe even have a nap. Dinner at 6, and then we're going to head into the venue and see what that's all about. So let's see how Brisbane fucking do it. Not bad. I'm here to pick up Dex. Danny? Yeah. Here, I've got this little like hatchbacky thing. Went to pick up the Dex, forgot that I got a hatchback, and we had to fucking spend like 5 minutes trying to get it in. So it's taken up the whole back of the hatchie. Well, might have to drop this off to the club, and these errands might take a little bit longer than expected, but is what it is. So a little add-on to when I had that DJ stuff in the back of that hatchback, and I was like, I got a little hatchback. I actually didn't, and I was positive that I didn't. I thought I got an SUV, but when I got there, they said that my car was getting washed. And I walked out and there was a wet car, so I jumped in, the keys were in it, and I just drove it off. About 6 p.m. on Saturday night, just before I went out for dinner, I got a phone call from Ava saying, hey, how come you haven't picked up your car? And I was like, I have picked up my car. And they're like, what do you mean you picked up your car? And I was like, I was there today and I picked up my car. And they're like, it's a note here to say that you just left and didn't come back after we were organising your car. So anyway, I was like, okay, what car was I supposed to have? And they're like, oh, an Outlander, which is like an SUV, which is what I thought I originally booked. I thought I bought a Kluger or something like that. And I was like, nah, I got this little hatchback. And they're like, oh my God, all day we've been stressing out. We thought that you hadn't picked up your car and that someone had stolen a car, but now this makes sense. So I would have been able to do these errands a lot quicker if I had have had my SUV that I originally booked. But instead of having the SUV, I just stole a hatchback from Avis. But I did hand it back and I didn't get in trouble for it. But they didn't give me a refund, the dogs. Anyway, little add to that story. Sweet, so we've just rolled up to the venue. We're about to check out the lighting system to work out if we need more or we don't. That's the main room. This is like next to a strip club on a street called Brunswick Street. And it traditionally does like techno rave. So this is why I use this venue. Originally we had another venue, but because the capacity blew out, we decided to change it. And this is the other room. Oh yeah, that's cool. So it's like, is it underground? I'm not even sure. I might be even lying here because that looks like there's light there. Oh yeah, it is kind of underground. So this is the space. But originally the first one was for 200. Sign-ups blew out, so we went to a venue that holds around about 450. Check this out. This is the green room, baby. This is cool. A little bit of private space. That's cool. You walk through a fridge door. Super mad. Right that. Douche, douche, douche. Oh yeah. Warning. Fallout shelter. Can't see it now. We're about to like look at it, but we chucked in like a laser cage rather than doing a cage. I'm sort of in two minds if I go pick up the cage I've got. And then we're sussing out lights to see if I need more or not. Cowpuss cups. Jack's only using one. I made these masks, Rave Punch baby. I made these masks on myself. It took me fucking ages. Looks cool, but. Through there. What up? Rad Rave baby. Oh, I got these pants too. These are from an old rave that I did years ago called Tough Love. My missus wants me to get them out of the garage, so I was like, yeah, right. Thank you. Let's go. Oh, hey. Hi, Mom. the mayhem that is Fortitude Valley. One of the only places, in my opinion, that is still pumping like back in the day. King Street, King's Cross, these gives me memes of those places. There's fucking thousands of people here. It doesn't matter if it's a Friday or Saturday, there's so many people here. We'll do a little bit of a walkthrough, suss it out, but there's not many places these days that exist like this. We are in Queen Street Mall and we're about to check out another rave. These guys are like a local promoters who just started. I met them basically online and they run these industrial techno raves. So we're gonna go check that out and see how that compares to the old rent and rave. I'm just guessing it's up here because there's a lot of people in black, there's a little bit of red, and that's normally a good sign for a rave. Love a good multi-purpose toilet.
Get in, man. Go.
Korean restaurant, aka the toilet for that venue.
Let him get that. That was close.
That was actually like from nearly spewed on my dick. Nearly spewed / sucked on my dick.
I would never say you did, but
You were as close as any man.
That was fucking awesome. There's 5 young boys from Brisbane and that style of music's not really that popular here. It's called Garage Sesh and that was at Garage 84, the venue. Quite convenient, but that was a mad fucking little rave. There's probably like a couple hundred people there and it was cool to see that. That was like proper organic. Like these days in Melbourne, you go to anything like that with that kind of music, there's thousands of people. There, it's like proper felt underground, which is awesome to see. The Met, it's off Fortitude, well, off the main street. But it's one of the biggest clubs here, holds like fucking 2,000. It's actually a mad venue.
So that was a really cool experience. I would say that Brisbane has a pretty healthy underground rave scene. I will call it underground because unlike Melbourne, that kind of style of music, that hard techno industrial sort of stuff, anything that's sort of, I guess, niche, is actually mainstream. Like all the biggest nightclubs now are playing sort of hard groove, which is sort of like fast techno, 144 BPM, or they're playing like industrial, or they're playing hard music. But here, there's not much of a scene for it. Apparently, from what I was told, drum and bass is the biggest style of kind of like alternative music in a sense, or alternative dance music. So it's kind of cool because they're places where it's done is like it's actually underground and niche in a sense. So it was refreshing to see that. Like as I said, like last week, if you watched my video, you would have saw 7,000 people dancing to the same sort of music that you would have heard tonight. So it's been interesting to watch that, and I would say it was cool and refreshing to see. And good work to all those involved, or those that came out to experience something different, you know? Like, it's not easy to do that. It's easier normally just to go the road less traveled, but people are doing different stuff and doing cool shit, which I love to see. And it's great to see that in another city.